Welcome to CT Expert Insights. When your business needs people it can trust, you can count on us. We dedicate ourselves to getting to know your needs and finding solutions to meet them. You'll have a team of experts backing you up.
Hi, I'm Greg Corombos. Our guest in this edition of Expert Insights is Danya Wade. She is a compliance business consultant for CT Corporation. And our topic today is business compliance in the area of regulatory filings. I think most of us know that managing regulatory filings is an essential task within a company's compliance workflow. Organizations typically need local or industry-specific business licenses to operate legally, and failing to stay on top of this process, which involves researching, acquiring, and renewing business licenses in a timely fashion, may result in troublesome consequences. So in order to avoid those kinds of outcomes, it's important to understand both the challenges of business license compliance and the steps you can take to design a smart management process. And Danya has a lot of expertise on this subject. So Danya, thanks so much for being with us again.
Thank you, Greg. It's great to speak with you today.
Well, when a company formally completes the formation or registration as a foreign entity with the Secretary of State, are there other actions required before it can start operating as a business? And if so, what are they?
Yes, it's important to understand the current compliance requirements where a business is conducting its work and to ensure that the proper licenses and permits are held. Additionally, there may be tax registrations that have to be established as part of the business activities being conducted. So completing the research to verify this information proactively will help to avoid gaps in compliance later. If these steps were not completed prior to conducting business in a specific jurisdiction, it may be necessary to take a step back and evaluate the current licensure. This will position the business to proactively address any compliance issues, including gaps or delinquencies, thus reducing the risk of non-compliance. Keeping in mind, too, that as a business expands into new locations or adds new lines of businesses, additional licensing may be required. Also, periodic changes in the requirements by the authorities may also occur. So it's not only important to address the initial compliance requirements, but tracking any changes in those requirements is invaluable.
Are there also ongoing compliance requirements for license registrations?
Often, yes. In addition to establishing licensure, identifying the ongoing maintenance requirements is the next step. Many licenses and registrations have recurring renewals and other requirements, while others are a one-time registration, which is valid until it's canceled. Identifying whether a renewal or periodic reporting is required for each license is key to maintaining the compliance for that registration. In addition to recurring reports or returns, the filing of a renewal application and paying an annual fee, certain licenses also carry continuing education or recurring testing responsibilities, while others may require a site inspection or a renewal of an insurance bond. These are considered prerequisite activities, which must be satisfied prior to the renewal, and often evidence of completion of these activities is required to accompany that renewal application when it's actually submitted to the issuing authority for that business license.
Danya, what happens if a company does not hold a license which is required to do business or doesn't maintain the registration?
So failure to obtain and maintain all required business licenses can be costly. Each year, enterprises are faced with fines, penalties, and interruption of business activities due to missing licenses. And this generally has an impact on the business until all violations have been remediated and fees are paid. Criminal penalties and the possibility of company officials to be summoned to appear in court on the company's behalf exists. Forced delays in mergers and acquisitions, new product or service launches may occur, and the opening of new locations may even threaten the success of a company's strategic plan. And these are all real-life examples of ramifications of non-compliance. In addition to the impact financially on a business and the time it takes to defend these infractions, the company's reputation may be negatively impacted.
So who carries the responsibilities then for maintaining licensing compliance?
Developing a framework for understanding your company's license footprint and addressing any gaps in compliance is the foundation. That next step is to determine who will carry the responsibility for maintaining the license data, tracking any prerequisite activities, and managing the renewal responsibilities. Whether including in the oversight of your tax and accounting or legal and regulatory functions, or assigning to another department, we recommend that an individual or a group of individuals take ownership for maintaining the licenses and permits. Doing this will drive accountability, reduce the risk of noncompliance, and also increase the level of business continuity. If internal bandwidth is a concern or knowledge gap exists on your team with regard to business license management, a consideration may be to partner with an outside organization which specializes in compliance matters to handle the renewal process on behalf of your business.
Finally, Danya, what other considerations do you recommend for staying on top of this whole process?
Organizing, record keeping, and accessibility of information are keys to a successful long-term compliance plan. Centralizing license data and license copies in a manner which allows access to the information when it's needed, whether your employees are working in the office or working remotely. This is the first thing to consider. Also, many authorities have changed their standard practices of mailing reminders and renewal forms, and we're seeing with the advances of technology and the shift to working remotely, many authorities are converting to online registration and online renewals. As a result, creating a method to proactively track requisite deadlines and license renewal due dates, as well as having the ability to record and document the dates that tasks were completed, is another important factor in your compliance plan. The first thought may be to utilize an Excel spreadsheet or a SharePoint site. And these resources are widely available, and although they were not designed for compliance management, they may be a good place to start. Long-term, we recommend adopting a technology to streamline the license management process and bring efficiency to your business, as well as putting controls into place. Key features to seek include having the ability to track multiple expiration and renewal dates, tracking prerequisite activities, recording when renewals are filed and the fees that were paid, as well as being able to store active links to authority websites and allowing for document storage. These are all beneficial features to have in a platform or a technology. Utilizing this dedicated platform will also contribute to business continuity as roles and responsibilities change within your organization. Other important features to simplify the tracking and management process are reporting tools, alert capabilities, and customizable fields. And another consideration is the ability to enable access for multiple users, which may be assigned specific permissions or viewing rights within the platform, and also having the ability to assign role-based security. This is very helpful so that you have control over the modification users may make.
Well, Danya, I think you've done an excellent job of succinctly highlighting the most important things to know on this topic. But just to recap, there are 5 key considerations for creating a short-term and a long-term compliance plan. They include, first of all, understanding your organization's license footprint. Second, identifying the ongoing prerequisite and maintenance requirements. Third, defining roles and responsibilities. Fourth, creating a framework for ongoing license activities and workflow for renewals. And finally, number 5, organizing key license data and centralizing it so that stakeholders may access and edit information as needed. Danya, again, terrific information. Thanks for your expertise and for your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
Danya Wade is a compliance business consultant for CT Corporation. I'm Greg Corombos, reporting for Expert Insights. For more information on this subject, please call CT at 844-787-7782.
With 125 years of experience, CT is here to help you at every stage of the business life cycle.